students. Today we have got a speaking topic. It's an interview, a job interview actually, so that you can answer interview questions and use filler expressions when you need time to think. Okay, filler expressions are those expressions that we need in order to think about our answer and not answer immediately. Now let's start with a question. What kind of summer job or voluntary work would you like to do? Think about maybe babysitting or doing sports coaching, or I don't know, maybe some summer classes in school so that you can set the stage for a more successful future. Think about them and write them in your book. Here you have got a dialogue. It's between a woman and Carol. Let's read that. What kind of summer program are you looking for? I'd like to do something that involves volunteering. Why does voluntary work interest you? I want to do something useful and meet people. Tell me about yourself. What type of person are you? Well, I see myself as an extrovert, and I suppose I'm an optimist. What would you say your strengths are? That's a good question. I'd say that I'm hardworking and, well, most people say I'm reliable. Tell me about a challenging experience that you have had. Let me see. A challenging experience in my life was when I ran a 5K race for charity. It was tough but rewarding. That all sounds very positive. Would a project that involves sport interest you? We have some vacancies on our tennis mentoring program. That would be great, thanks. As you can see, I've underlined the key phrases when we answer interview questions. Okay, and here we have got a 5K race for charity, the expression which I have underlined in blue. 5K race is a 5-kilometer race. And charity or mentoring is when we support young people or supporting young people in doing something. And exercise number 1 says, read and listen to the dialogue, but we cannot listen. So we read the dialogue. Now, what type of voluntary work does the interviewer offer, Carol? You can answer that question now. Exercise number 2 says, study the key phrases. And which key phrases do we use when we need a few seconds to think about our answers? Okay, filler expressions. Let's read them one by one. Giving answers in an interview. I'd like to do something that involves. It's answering. I see myself as. I suppose I'm a or an. That's a good question. In fact, this is an expression that helps us to gain time. Let me see. That's also a filler expression. And I'd say most people say that a challenging experience in my life was when. It's an expression that we use when we answer a question. So you can underline the key phrases in the dialogue that we read. Exercise number 3 says, listen again and practice the dialogue. You can read the dialogue many times. Exercise number 4, watch or listen to a second dialogue. What voluntary work does the interviewer offer, Ned? Let's read the dialogue. It's the script here. It's a dialogue between Ned and an adult. What kind of volunteering would you like to do, Ned? I'd like to do something that involves children. I think I'm good with children. Okay, tell me about yourself. What type of person are you? I suppose I'm a people person. I'm easygoing and sociable. What would you say your strengths are? Let me see. My strengths are that I'm reliable and, well, people say that I'm responsible. Tell me about a rewarding experience that you have had. That's a good question. Well, last year I went on a school exchange trip to France. I never used to feel very confident about speaking French, but there was one day when my friends and I got lost. I had to ask for directions in a shop in French, and the shopkeeper understood what I said. I was able to follow his directions back to the hostel. That was really rewarding, and I have more confidence now. So, you can answer the question now. And which key phrases do you hear? You can read them and you can write them here in the book. Exercise number 6 is a homework. Choose one of the volunteer opportunities and practice a dialogue. Okay, and use the key phrases. So you're going to make a dialogue like the one in exercise number 1 that we read. And don't forget to use the key phrases that we studied. The volunteer opportunities are homework club for primary school children, basketball mentoring program, teach elderly people computer skills, walk the dogs at a dog shelter, plant trees and count birds in the local parks, build a greenhouse for local schools. Okay? Choose among these and make your dialogue. Now, okay, here, it's here. So, charity and mentoring, it's offering help and support to young people. 5K race is a 5-kilometer race. And the task is write the key phrases and complete them about yourselves. Practice saying them many times, okay? But you have to write them in your notebook, classwork notebook, okay? So that was the lesson for today. Bye. See you the next lesson.